Blessings, everyone. This is only the second time I've and I'm not too confident that this is working well. It keeps pausing from what I can see, but anyway, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I've just uploaded a small video about deep connection and this connection that we have with all that is. I thought it would be good to continue with this energy, as everything is energy. So just for a moment, I'm just going to sit quietly in silence. I'm just asking for this transmission to flow and really blessing the heart of all that is and our connection with Source and Source Light. The magnificence of the spheres of light and this deep joy that comes from being fully connected and at one with Source. Namaste. So, our connection with all that is. So you might be able to feel this just as I'm speaking. And if you can imagine that you're fully present in your I am presence, and when connecting, being aware that I am already that there is no separation, that everything is one. That there is no distance. That we are not our nation, our country, that we live in a unified field which is becoming freed at the present time and is becoming lighter. Excuse me. It's becoming lighter as the light is increasing. So as we connect through this unified field, then we're able to really recognize, that we are one, fully and completely. That everything is Source. That everything is accessible as a place of energy. So you may be, for example, feeling that you want to travel or you want to do something which is a sense of time there because you're not doing it in the present. But you are able to feel into that and make a decision maybe to honor and respect this for the future. Excuse me. So there's a feeling of, how can I put this? There's a bridge between where you are feeling into this energy and where you're able to feel into what would be classed as future, and you're bringing this into your awareness to allow it to happen, knowing that there is a deep need inside and a desire to experience this. So as you feel into it, you can do this just now, actually, if you wish. So if you're feeling into a desire and you are able to embody it through the body and through the cells in the body, you will have this experience of, I am already that. And there is a completion there. There's a sense of knowledge that comes from knowing that everything is one, and that this need or desire can be fulfilled in the present moment. Now, this is part of, I guess, the multidimensional, but it's more than that, because we are actually living on different levels all the time. So you can feel the experience of being where you choose to be in the future in the present time. And you can feel it in the cells in the body. You might be able to breathe in the full experience of it, knowing that this is real. As realities shift, which are really prominent nowadays, and have been increasing since 2017, where timeline shifts, interdimensional travel, moving beyond the awareness of who we feel we are into who we truly are, then we have this sense of freedom that is really timeless and is priceless. There is nothing that can really be shared that feels quite the same as this. It's beautiful. So there's a sense of knowing inside, and there is a deep gratitude there for life. So if you just want to feel into this, so really just feeling into this deep, deep gratitude for life, for this present moment, and this breath of life. We're just breathing into this experience of being fully embodied. with all that is, and this timeless wisdom that feeds every cell of our being with deep, deep gratitude and a deep love for all of life. It's wonderful. So any knowledge there that you may have a question about something, for example. Maybe you want to connect with someone that has no longer in the physical body. Or maybe you just have a question that arises out of the purity that's inside. And you can connect in with all that is, with this knowledge and this wisdom that is accessible to all of us at any given time. And you can ask. And you can just ask that question. If there isn't an answer immediately, just let it go. It will come. It may come through a feeling inside, or it may come through a symbol, or some kind of magic that happens where you get your answer there. Or you may receive a communication from something or someone that you love, but you're not able to be with physically. And you will know that you've tapped into that well of knowledge and this well of wisdom that is fully connecting into the one and this one source of life. It's very beautiful. So the connection, in terms of our connection with Mother Earth, I talk about the shamanic perspective. I'm not really a labels person. In fact, I'm not a labels person at all. I don't recognize labels, but there are certain vibrations that will stick to me. If I meet someone and they have a name which is connected with prayer, for example, or with the divine, it's usually someone from a continent or a part of the world that is blessed, and where the name of the person is really deeply connected with spirit. That name will keep coming back to me, but normally speaking, names can feel very flat to me, particularly if they're English-speaking names. But names that come from other cultures that might be Arabic or maybe Spanish or French, or it's a vibrational connection there, and it speaks to me and through me. So this isn't about memory. This is about connection. And it's similar because the name will come back to me at a point when it's needed. So it's really important to recognize this need to let go and really connect into the heart and feel the fullness of life through the heart space, knowing that we do not need to think, but we can be and really enjoy the breath and life as a source of love and this deep connection. beautiful. But the shamanic perspective is something that I'm very aware of, and I believe that particularly for women, that all women are sacred and connected in with the perspective of knowing and also embodiment, of course, because it's who we are as a feminine source, and the body has been created for that. So it's really the blessing of the woman and this woman inside who is able to travel into spaces and places and assist with the consciousness of, and this maybe there's a dynamic there that she is just drawn into and will be there to resolve and unify this deep connection with who she already is. It's really the power of the feminine, I feel. There's a lightness of being there as well. So we were able to really connect in with the oceans and the mammals, the oceanic movement that's happening through the dolphins and the whales and these amazing creatures of old who are part of us, and particularly at womb level. So if you can feel into the womb of the woman inside, you will feel this connection with these ancient sources and these amazing creatures of old who really sing their song through us. These amazing, powerful and vibrationally, these creatures are resolving old issues on the planet, and they're really moving into waters that in the past would not have been comfortable for them, because I see them moving into waterways that are much less dense and more fluid, but there's also a narrowing of the passageway there. So really, it's really connecting in with the birthing process of Mother Earth and our own birthing, of course, of this new Earth and this embodiment process that we're experiencing. So it's very, very powerful. The dolphins have a light and a playfulness to them that come into our awareness. And I feel this connection there with women who are really fully connected and who can feel these vibrations from the dolphins come in to the body and really uplift and unify with this source of deep, deep love for all of life, and particularly through our knowing selves and our connection with, it can be a connection with family, friends, but again, it's more than that. But I feel the dolphins are really an advocate for what it is to be fully alive, as they're able to really communicate on a level which is silent and through a vibration that has a beauty to it, where they'll have their own language that connects with their family. And there's Yeah, with the young dolphin family. It's very tribal, really. If you know that you are deeply connected in this way, and this connection with the ancient source really moves us into who we truly are, fully in our being. And with the tribes, we're all interconnected there. So as the tribal pathways are becoming more and more free, we have these tribal energies coming into our communities and into our homes in a way that we've never had before. And this is why we've got this worldwide movement happening and this really powerful shift in consciousness, which is integrating and allowing us to be fully aware of the blessings of oneness and these amazing souls that come from cultures where they're really connected in with spirit very deeply, and they carry this embodiment of this energy that is part of their roots and their rootedness. So we're able to experience them in our neighborhood and on the street. And it's now an experience that is every day rather than it being something that was not an everyday experience. It was something maybe that we had chosen to experience. So all of these energies of the tribes are really parts of us, and particularly through the heart. And we're able to really enjoy being fully connected with everything in terms of life and these amazing sources of energy, which at one time would have been separate. There is still separation, of course. It depends on your consciousness, but there's a change happening, which is bringing religion and everything that has separated us through belief into the one. So I'm just going to send some energy into this, and you might like to tune in. I'm really just blessing this connection with oneness and releasing any limitations that are connected with belief and any history there that is connected with belief systems that separate humanity through a history and a sense of holding, protection, which is a biggie. So much protection. We don't need to be protected. We need to be at one with everything. So there's this sense of real unity there where we can connect very deeply in with the sounds of these cultures and these vibrations of prayer that come from, they all come from the one source, but they also come through the beauty of the culture and the language and these wise beings that are really here to support us as we move through these upgrades and this consciousness can feel my voice is slowing down. You'll probably be able to hear it. As part of the sensitivity of being able to really feel when something is shifting. And there is something shifting inside me at the present time as I'm talking. And also energy coming through, which can just literally come through in any given moment. And I can feel this sense of needing to be quiet and to be still. Sometimes needing to rest there and just allow the energies to do their work. So I'm sure that if you're listening to this, that you'll be able to identify with that. So yes, deep connection, deep unity. And also the sense of forgiveness, which has been major on the planet, increased after 2012. After this shift with the Mayans and this timelessness that has come in more powerfully, where we're really able to feel into the present moment in a way that is fresh, and there's a newness of life in there. So I'm just going to allow you to feel into that as well. It's beautiful. What I experience is, this is an example, but for example, I find something or something appears to me in front of me. Now this can be at home or it can be outside, and it's something that is fully part of the system of and the flow and harmony that is moving through our consciousness. It may be something that is right in front of you right now, and you suddenly, for the first time, there's a realization of, oh, wow, I haven't seen you before. Or where did that come from? And it's that feeling of newness and this freshness that I'm speaking about, of where there's energy in everything that we meet and everything that we're fully connected in with. It's beautiful. So I'm living with Lotus at the moment, who is he's from Kerala in the south of India, and he's a beautiful Indian spirit and a lovely soul. And he's just gone into the kitchen here because I'm sleeping in the small sitting room area with the kitchen off, and he's just put the kettle on. He's making some tea. So he comes in and out here while I'm doing things. It's very interesting because I've left a space where it was very open and very expanded, and I was able to see really into the heavens, and was able to have people stay because there was more space. It was a big space, and so I had lots of people coming from all over the globe to stay with me, and it was like a retreat space. And people love to come in and just stay over and meditate with me, maybe receive some healing, or just to chat. And it was very special. So yeah, this is a quite different experience that I'm experiencing at the present time. and as always, it's interesting. Lots of plants around, trees, very large trees outside the window here. So I've really been plugged into Mother Earth since I moved into this space. And my energy has changed a lot here. I've been resting a lot. I'm really going through the crystalline process powerfully. Lots of sound inside me. I feel like popcorn sometimes. There's lots of whizzing and feelings of being consumed from inside. It was a bit scary when I first experienced it, but I've had it for a few years now, so I have to keep reminding myself. It certainly brings me back into a reality of being tuned in, because if I've been asleep and my consciousness has gone out, then and I'm waking up. For example, yesterday morning, I woke up with a sound in my ear of this crystalline energy, and it was just popping and like never before. I've never experienced this before. It's coming through the glands. It's really opening up through the throat, the back of the nasal passages into the third eye, and there's this expansion happening. So my ears, and this one particular ear, was popping and it was moving. It was like something had crawled inside my ear. That was my interpretation of it, being a human and being this sensitive soul that I am. So I'm lying there and I'm feeling it and I'm going, oh my goodness. And it's making all this sound. And then I could feel the eardrum was moving and expanding, and it was it was going on and on and on. And I thought, okay. So I just asked about it and asked for it to shift. And it did move, but it must have been there for a while. And I was awake, just wakening up with this. So this crystalline process is really deep, that's happening overnight. And I never know what to expect. Sometimes I'm waking up and I feel like I'm a light bulb that's been plugged in at the socket, because all I can see is light around me, and I'm whizzing like crazy. And it feels crazy, actually, of course. Yeah. Being a human light bulb. But anyway, okay, so I've got off the subject of being connected. That was my interruption there with Lotus coming in. And just sharing with you some personal crystalline experiences. So the connection is really deepening at the present, and it is beautiful just to bless everyone on your path. So when you have this deep connection and you feel this feeling of, wow, I'm already that, or I am already this, or that we are fully one, together, and it may be someone that you have never ever seen before, and you suddenly feel this huge connection with them, and this sense of deep communication that's going on at soul level, and you can really just say thank you and silently to yourself if you wish, and bless them for sharing. And you find that your world opens up around you when you do this, that everyone greets you and connects with you through a place of deep love and deep unity.